Hello, welcome. It is Saturday morning and my hip hurts. So I made it feel better yesterday, and then I had to go and lay in an MRI for almost an hour, and it started killing me. So I'm gonna make it feel better again today. When I'm talking about, when I say hip, it could be anything, but for me I'm talking about right along my sacrum back here, where people tend to say they have pain when they say their low back hurts. So we're gonna start with, believe it or not, the mid back. So there's a part of the back. This is literally midway up. It's about 2 inches below my bra strap, and we're gonna go right beside the spine. We're gonna go on the spine. There's some muscles that run along the side of the spine. So I'm gonna take this lacrosse ball. You may need a tennis ball if you haven't done a lot of lacrosse ball, because it's surprising. So I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna find that spot. It's a trigger point, and it sometimes helps me loosen up the low back. So I found it, and I'm just gonna lie there on it, and it's gonna feel unpleasant. Now, if you're pressing on guts, move up. Don't press on your kidneys or anything here. And when I find this spot, I'm just gonna hang out on it for a minute or so. I have to move around and kind of keep on it. Maybe do a little bit of massage on it. Notice I'm not putting my entire weight down on this thing, because I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to cause bruises. I don't want it to feel more terrible than before. I'm just loosening this up. The reason we're doing this is because it's a trigger point that goes all over the place, but for me, it goes down the side of my back here, down to where it hurts in the low back. Notice you could also do this with jeans on. You don't have to like dress all up in yoga clothes to do this kind of thing. You can just get down on the floor and do this whenever you have a few minutes. Okay, this probably hasn't been, I don't want to talk. This probably hasn't been as long as you need on this spot. If you feel like you need a little bit more, just pause the video or something. Okay, I'm just gonna lift my hips and come off of that. Now we're gonna talk about the sacrum. There's that triangular bone, the triangle points down. It's the sacrum back there, and if you find a spot along the edge of it, not on the bone, like I said, but right at the top corner, off to the side a little bit, I find a spot there that's a trigger point for me that goes all the way into my glutes, and sometimes even down my leg or up my back to where we just were a minute ago. So I'm finding, I just had some spine pops down here in the lumbar spine. I'm finding some painful areas right to the side of the sacrum, about halfway down it. So I'm not right up at the top corner. Do what you need to do here. And once I find a spot, I'm just going to stay on it for a bit, or move around a little and kind of massage the area. Good. So just hang out here. Watch TV. This is what I do. I turn on, I use it as an excuse to watch another episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So, I'm getting 2 things done today: making a video and making my hip feel better. I forgot to show you the pre-post. It's okay. What I did before I started the video was I crossed one leg over like this. Don't do this while you're on the lacrosse ball, by the way. And then I did the other leg, and the leg where my sore sacrum is wouldn't go out as far. See, my other leg will go out this far. So this is actually helping me already. It's loosening stuff out. So as I'm doing this and I'm making grunting noises, I'm moving on down the side of the sacrum into where there are more glutes. Again, I never do lacrosse ball on bone. You should not do lacrosse ball on bone. You're just hurting your bone. The reason for lacrosse ball, the reason for lacrosse ball is to loosen out muscles, not to make bruises on your bones. Okay, so at this point now, I'm kind of down at the bottom of the glutes. Still over to the side though. Still over to the inside. And I'm starting to find some stuff that goes along the bottom of the glutes out toward the hip. So I'm just going to hang out there. Again, you don't have to be exactly where I am. You find a thing for you. Okay, I found a spot here that I'm feeling all the way down to my knee. So I'm going to hang out on it. Just going to look uncomfortably at you. Hey. You can see my shirt. It says Krav Maga ATX. It's the Krav gym I belong to. And we have been open for a little over a month. We were renting space at another gym, and now we're moving into our gym right this minute. Well, right after I do this, which is another reason why I'm loosening this up today. So, carrying a lot of pads, which are big and heavy, putting stuff together. Happy about it. Look us up, KravMagaATX.com. Notice how I'm turning to the side a little bit just so I can find another angle from which to hit that spot that's painful. I'm trying to think of how to describe the pain to you. It is not painful in a way that you feel is injuring you. It's painful in a way that's a really, really deep massage. Okay, I'm going to now move a little bit more. Ha, another lumbar pop. I'm going to move, ha, I'm such a nerd. I'm going to move a little bit more toward the outside. But for me, I'm still on the lower part of the glutes. And as I come toward the outside, I'm coming toward kind of the outside of my jeans pocket here. And being heavy on that again. Notice how I'm just kind of letting my legs flop around. Because I've done this a lot. So I can get used to being a little heavy. And now I'm on this spot that's letting me move my leg. Jesus. And hit the spots, but it's actually kind of massaging the area. Oh. This is bad. This is bad. It's going to be bad. Okay, but I'm still massaging the area. I'm trying not to contract the glutes while I'm doing this. Kind of using the core a little bit up in here because I want the glutes to be loose for this. That sucks. All right, there's another spot I found. There, it's a spot right down at the bottom of my pocket on the outside. And for me, this is another spot that starts going down my leg. So now I'm almost on my side here. Another lumbar pop. It's not that popping, that was a crackle. It's not that popping is the goal of this, but as I loosen up the muscles around here, it's loosening up the sacrum a bit. It's loosening up the muscles that are pulling on it, which is why it's going to feel better when I'm done here. There's some more. So I'm getting, as I'm loosening stuff up, it is loosening up. And these are the kind of pops that for me don't hurt. They're just indications that stuff is moving a little bit. Now I am as far to the outside of the hip as I can be without getting over bone. I guess I'm not outside the hip. I'm still like right here. I'm not on the side yet, but I'm getting there. If you have found a spot you want to stay on for a while and don't want to move on from here, that's cool. Again, you can pause it, or you can just listen to me blab. Another pop. I want to emphasize that this is not going to take all my pain away, but it's going to make it so that the pain is not the main thing on my mind for the rest of the day. Now you see I'm shifting a little bit. This is a point where I could start getting on bone up here, and I'm going to be careful not to do that. You can't see it, but there are vultures flying around outside my window. I live near a small little green area, more pops, where I guess there are things that die. And so vultures are sometimes sitting on the roof of my apartment, ominously. Man, there are a lot of pops going on in there. And I like them. I like to see that they're up there doing their job. Okay. I could, seriously, there's just popping going on everywhere back there. I could stay here for a lot longer, but I don't want to squish the tissues too much. A lot of mobility people will say 2 minutes on a spot, and I kind of agree with that. but right now it's really sore down there already. So, and I don't want to talk to you. I do want to talk to you. I don't just want to blab all day though. Going down the leg. Popping shit back in my back. Okay. I could stay there for a lot longer, but now, okay. It's really hard to get in here. The psoas is in here, the iliacus, and the psoas it's really hard to get into because it connects to the spine and then it comes down and connects down here, so it's kind of going through. It's hard to get to it without squishing your guts. But what I'm going to do here is just squish the side of my body here, and I'm starting to feel how that's connecting around to the back and also down to here. When this hurts for me, it comes around here. So I'm squishing in here. I'm going to drive my fingers in. You know how there's a big curve here on the pelvis, a curve of bone? I'm going to drive my fingers in there, kind of hook my fingers and hook them around the bone. If I weren't filming, I would probably take my jeans off at this point. But for this, if you're at home alone, go ahead, take your pants off. I am hooking my fingers around that bone, that big hip bone there. And I'm finding stuff in just, there's a bunch of stuff here that when I push over it, it goes clunk, 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 clunk. That's because it's really tight. So you can do that for a while. You could also, if you have a foam roll up here, but not on the bone, and then all the way down. Glutes are fine, but all the way down the, not the IT band, not the front of the quads, but halfway in between. If you foam roll a lot at the front of your quads and you think you're a badass because it doesn't hurt anymore, just move right to here and you will reassess your badassery. All right, so I'm going to leave you to do that on your own, but I do encourage you to do a little test here. Haha, that feels so much better. And see if things have changed. All right, do this when you want. Maybe not all day, every day, but do it when shit feels bad. And if you want to do it on the other side to even stuff out, go ahead and do that. I only had time for the bad side today. All right, thanks a lot. Oh, you know what? Follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Kill and Chill ATX Yoga. Also YouTube, Kill and Chill ATX. And that's all. Go to KravMagaATX also.com. All right, thanks. Bye.